Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. Let's continue the JavaScript and CSS tips and tricks tutorial series. Now in this video tutorial I will explain how to create a cascading dependent drop-down list using an arrays in a JavaScript. So let's start the tutorial. And here we got the final output of our application. This is a heading cascading, creating a cascading dependent drop-down list using arrays in JavaScript. If you notice here, the country is bounded. First, I want to populate the country names: India, US, and Australia. We have created arrays, the country names only 3. Now, I have not selected any country name. If you check, the state and cities are empty because the country name I have not selected. Now, I am selecting the country USA. Now, we will get the states of the selected country USA, which is 3 state names I have given in our array of the states. Now let's select the New York. The capital city of the New York is Albany. See here, this is a state, this is a country, state and city. Now if I select India, state, for example, I am selecting Karnataka. The city of the Karnataka is Bengaluru. So if I select Telangana, it's Hyderabad. That's it. If I select again, last one I will check Australia. Now here we got the states of the Australia. Now I am selecting Queensland. The Queensland capital, which is the city of the state, is Brisbane. For this video tutorial, I am using Visual Studio Code. First, let's open our folder, which is a JavaScript-tutorials. And here it is. Our folder is added to the VS Explorer. Let me expand this folder. Now inside this folder, I am creating one new HTML file called cascading array.htm, and here we got the newly created HTML file. Now what I do is I'm minimizing this Explorer as well as I'm closing this welcome page. Now let's write the coding part. First, let's add the doctor, the basic HTMLs I'm adding here. After that, inside this HTML, as usual, I am adding the header section and the body section. Now in the body section, I am adding the center tag. Inside the center tag, I am adding one header, which was the h1 header. I am adding, creating a cascading dependent drop-down list using arrays. Using array in JavaScript. After that, I am adding one horizontal line. Now after the horizontal line, I am adding in JavaScript. When we want to create, we use a select option. When we want to create a drop down list, we need to use a select options. So select, inside the select, I am adding the option element. This option element is for the select country. Select country, and now the select ID is, here I require country. The ID I am adding, this is the country drop down, and on change event, this is a function name. When I click this country, I want to populate the state names of the selected country in the second drop down list. So I am adding here populate states. This is the JavaScript function which will create after we finish the designing part. Then we'll add the break. Now let's copy this one. So instead of writing the same coding part, I'm adding 3 drop down lists, select option elements, and this one, instead of country, I'm adding state drop down, and this one populate cities, CITIES, populate cities, and this one, instead of country, I am adding state. The same thing here, we require the city drop down and select city. Here we don't require on change event because this is the last drop down list. If a user clicks any state, I want to get the capital of that state, which is a city, in the third drop down list. Then we don't require here break. That's it. Now it's time to write the JavaScript functionality. Below the center, I am adding a script element. Now the script is, I am defining one variable called countries. Countries is an array. First country name is India, comma, USA, then comma, then Australia. Let's close this one. This is the one array for the countries. Now the second array for the states variable, states is equals to array. In this array, I am adding a sub array is Telangana. This is the state name of the India. I am adding Telangana, Karnataka, and the third one is the Andhra Pradesh. Just for the demo purpose, I am adding 3 state names for these 3 countries. Virginia for the USA states, Virginia, and second state name I am adding Georgia. New York, and the third for the Australia is the Queensland. First I am adding Queensland, New South Wales, Western Australia. After that, we require the states. If a user select India, I want to display these state names in the second drop down list. Then in the third drop down list, if a user select particular state name, for example Telangana, I want to get Hyderabad. Telangana capital of the state is Hyderabad. Like that, I want to create a variable cities. Cities is equals to this one, Hyderabad. Second one is Bengaluru for the Karnataka. If the user select Karnataka, I want to get this Bengaluru, which is a city name, and the third one is the Andhra Pradesh, which is the Amaravati. Then we require the city names for the USA states. This we don't require, this is the last city. Here we require the comma. Again, let's copy this one and paste here and paste here. This is the states of USA states. Virginia is the Richmond, and for the Georgia is Atlanta, and the third one for the New York is Albany, comma here. Now we require the Queensland for the Australia, Brisbane, Sydney, SYDNY, Sydney, and Perth. Let's add the Perth. We need to close this array, the main array. Here also we have closed, here also we have closed. That's it. After that, now we need to populate the states. First we need to populate the countries arrays into this drop down list. So we need to define variable country drop down. Let's define one variable country drop down is equals to document.getElement by ID. I want to populate these country names here in this country drop down ID. Let's add the select drop down list, which is the ID. The same thing, I'm adding state drop down is equals to document.getElement by ID. Now we require the state drop down ID of the select option element. Then variable city dropdown. City dropdown is equals to document dot get element by ID. Let's grab that city select ID, which is a city dropdown. Copy that one and paste here. Now we need to populate the countries. So here variable option, first I am defining one option is equals to document the populate the country names in this state. In this select option we need to create the options dynamically. So document dot create element, no, not like that. First we need to create the function for the countries. Yeah, we need to create the countries dot for each function. In this function I am adding country variable option is equals to document dot get create element, now I am creating the create element. What element? Options, option dot value is equals to country. The country names we are getting from this variable country, and option dot text content also is the country. Now we need to append this option to the country drop down element, which is a select country drop down. Dot append child. What is the child name here? This is the option. These option I am adding here. That's it. Now once we got these country names into this binded into this select option element, now the second step, when a user clicks any particular name, I want to display the state names of that selected country with this populate state function. So let's create one function. Come to the bottom here. Let's define function populate states. Now function name is the populate states, which I have copied just now. Variable, now here selected country. The country I am selected, country drop down dot value I am selecting from the drop down list. Variable country index is equals to countries, which is the array name. These countries array name. Index of, I want to index of selected country. This variable I am adding here. Then state. Now we need to bind the create a child element option. State drop down list. Before that, one important thing is we need to clear the second drop down list. What will happen here? Suppose, for example, if I select the country USA, in the second drop down list I will get the states of the countries of the USA. Now next time when I select India, in the second drop down list I will get the state names of the India as well as the previous selected country name also, the state names will display. So that's the reason we need to clear the second drop down list. Inner HTML, between single quotes I am adding the option value is equals to, between double quotes, notice here I am adding here double quotes. When we add single quotes we need to add double quotes. If we add double quotes we need to add single quotes. Then only this option will work. Now here the select state, let's close this option element. After that we need to populate states, just like here. just like here, states, which is an array name. In the states, I am adding the country index. Here we don't added anything, but here we are getting the state names from based on the country selected index. For each function state variable option is equals to document dot create element option. Create element is the option. Now what we have, option dot value is equals to state. Option dot value is equals to state. This state is coming from here, this variable I am adding here. Again, text content also we require, just like here what we have added, here also we need to add. Option dot text content is equals to state and state, then append child. So state drop down dot append child, which is the option. Let's close this one. This function is closed. Now we need to clear the city drop down list. Here we have cleared the city drop down list. So first we need to city drop down dot inner HTML. Inner HTML is equals to instead of finding the same thing, let's copy this one, paste here. This is select city option. Now we need to populate states. If we use a select particular state, I want to populate the cities. So cities, populate cities function. Let's create a function. Come to the bottom here, function city state, populate cities, variable selected country. Now we require the country and states both. Here we require only country for the state, but when we want to select the cities, you will get the country, states and city. Selected country is equals to country drop down dot value, not the city drop down, country drop down dot value, country drop down dot value, just like here. And country index also, selected country and country index, I am adding country index is equals to countries dot index of selected country. This variable I am adding here. The same thing I am adding variable selected state is equals to, now here state drop down dot value, and index also, state index is equals to states. Now here the states we are getting from country index. So index of country index, now index of selected state. That's it. Now we need to clear the city drop down first. Let's city drop down that inner HTML option value, select city. Now the final step we need to populate. Once the city is populated, we need to create an element, option element. In that option element, I want to display these state names of the selected state, city names of that particular state. So Here I am adding cities, country index, cities, country index, and also state index I require. State index dot for each, just like here how we created. Here we will require the state's country index, but here we require the country index and state index. Here we got only country index. For each function city, let's write the complete coding part. Variable option is equals to document dot create element. Create element. What element? The option I'm adding here. Option dot value is equals to city. This variable I'm adding here, and option dot text content is equals to city. Here also text content we have added state, here cities. Now we need to append the option. So city dropdown dot append child option. That's it. We have to close, and we need to. That's it. We have done the JavaScript functionality. Let's check then the coding is correct or not. This is the variable country, state, cities. This is the country function to populate the country, states. Here the states. This one for this one, and this one for this one. Populate cities. After populate, I want to this function. When the whole code comes under this function. So here we need to add. Just like in the states, here also. That's it. We have done the JavaScript functionality. Now we require, we need to add some styles here. The styles I'm adding, we have only 3 drop-down lists, which is a select option element. So instead of creating individual, I'm adding the element only, select element. In the select element, I'm adding text align is a center. Border is, I don't want any borders, so 0 pixels. Font size is large. Font weight is bold, and margin top is 30 pixels. After that, font family. The font family I'm adding, let's add this one, Arial I'm adding. This is a font family I have selected. And what else? That's it. That's it. We have done the complete coding part. Let's save this file. We'll check the final output of our application. To view the output of our application, we need to open the File Explorer. Let's open that one. The folder I have created in the E drive, the folder name is a JavaScript tutorials, and the file name is a Cascading Array. This is the file name, no? Cascading Array. Now let's open this one, Cascading Array. And here we got the final output of our application. This is a heading, cascading, creating a cascading dependent dropdown list using arrays in JavaScript. If you notice here, the country is binded. First, I want to populate the country names, India, US and Australia. We have created arrays, the country names only 3. Now, I have not selected any country name. If we check, the state and cities are empty because the country name I have not selected. Now, I am selecting the country USA. Now, we will get the states of the selected country USA, which is 3 state names I have given in our array of the states. Now, let's select the New York. The capital city of the New York is Albany. See here, this is a state, this is a country, state and city. Now, if I select India, state, for example, I am selecting Karnataka. The city of the Karnataka is a Bengaluru. So if I select Telangana, it's Hyderabad. That's it. If I select again, last one I will check Australia. Now here we got the states of the Australia. Now I am selecting Queensland. The Queensland capital, which is the city of the state, is Brisbane. That's it. In this video tutorial, I have explained how to create a cascading dependent drop-down list using an arrays in JavaScript. Thanks for watching this video tutorial. Please subscribe, share and leave your valuable comment. We'll catch you in my next video tutorial.